pretty much in it right now. What is up, guys? Welcome to the Supp World Show. And it's been a minute. The studio's been quite lonely.
Sure has. 15 minutes ago, we were sitting in Dustin's office, and I said, let's get the podcast going back again. So he said, let's go right now. So we drove over to this beautiful studio in Dustin's basement and want to say hi.
We've been getting a lot of requests. People have been looking for the Supp World Show.
All around the world.
All around the world. Most countries.
Not tens of thousands, but there's people all around the world.
Tens for sure.
Tens and tens of people.
Yeah.
Well, it's just Dustin and I today. Our good buddy Jordan Shaw is not on the show today, but we're going to keep his lovely face on the logo because I think he's going to be one of those surprise guests not surprise. You know those podcasts, they have like the same guy on every week or every month. So hopefully we can get Jordan back on. But back in February, Jordan parted ways and has his own landscape business that he'd been working on the last couple of years. So
yeah, it's something that he's had kind of on the side for a while. His business partner's his dad, and they've been operating for at least a couple years. It was kind of a side gig for both of them, and he was doing a little some stuff on the side, and he told me probably 2 years ago, like, hey, if this deal ever gets to the point to where it's interfering with what I do here at Supplement World, then I'll let you know and potentially part ways, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes. And we got to the bridge, and so he left on great terms. Jordan was huge for us, was with us for 7 years, was a huge part of our growth and developing the team and our culture, and was totally grateful for Jordan. We still have a great relationship with him, and he's doing his landscape thing now. So we'll definitely have him back on next time and give you guys an update on kind of where he's at. But I've talked to him obviously quite a bit since he left, and he's told us that a lot of the things that he's learned from Supplement World and some of the development that he'd been a part of is helping him quite a bit with his new venture. So,
we're going to see him in a few weeks in Destin, Florida.
Yeah.
Dustin and Kelsey finally getting married.
Tying the knot.
So, any nerves? Or
October 15th, Dustin, Florida.
You guys have only been engaged 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, yeah. We actually got engaged in Destin back in 2021 in July. So it's been
so not bad.
Yeah, it's been a couple years, 2.5 years, but going back, doing a beach wedding, just a small 50-person wedding, and it should be really fun.
Bigger than my 40-person Gunnison COVID wedding.
Oh, you had 40?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we went from 400 down to 40.
So you didn't have anybody from Wichita?
No, hardly anybody. A few of my family, my best man, and then the rest was Brandy's family because they all lived in Gunnison.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Oh, it worked out for her side much better.
Yeah, you kind of have to feel sorry for the people who were unfortunate enough to have the wedding planned during COVID.
Yeah, it was rough times, but it worked out. We love it.
Yeah.
Pictures were great.
You saved a lot of money.
Saved a lot of money, yep. We'll have a big reception here in a year or two.
Keep saying that.
I know. Our 5-year anniversary.
You still have that deposit there at WBC, don't you?
We do. We got deposit for quite a few things still.
Yep. We do too.
We're
paying them off.
Get ready.
Yep.
But anyhow, since Jordan's left, obviously Dustin and I's roles have picked up a little bit. We had kind of handed the company off operationally for years with him, and it was awesome. So, I started taking over the scheduling. Dustin did a lot of the online and the ordering. Of course, we're both in the process of the hiring and development. But Jonas is now our sales trainer. He's been with us a few years now, and he's been really good with developing the guys. And I think our staff's as strong as ever. So, guys down in Oklahoma City are really crushing it. The stores in Oklahoma City are doing good. And we do have some breaking news we haven't announced on social media yet.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
We've been looking at Tulsa for 3 years, and it is in the works. We're waiting on contractor bids. We took ownership of the space, 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. They just got done building out their part, and now we just have to build out our part. So hopefully open in 3 months.
Yep, it's just one of the challenging things. When the good thing is we've done this now 10 times with opening a store, and so we kind of are familiar with the process. You got to find a contractor, put the plans together. How do you want the store to look? And that's a whole process in itself. So hopefully we're lucky enough to find a good one, and that process can be pretty quick. And
yeah, we've never had 5 bids, right?
No.
We have 5 contractors bidding. So far,
we've gotten pretty lucky.
Haven't liked the bids yet.
No, we haven't been in love with them.
We're looking at substantially more than we've ever spent on a store. At least $30,000 more, at least.
Yeah.
So, but exciting to go to a new market, and it's kind of weird saying 11th store. It'll be our 11th opening. We don't currently have 10, but it's our 11th opening. So.
Yep. We've leaned out a little bit. I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast.
No, we haven't.
We were kind of forced out of one store in Oklahoma City at a mall. We were on like a temporary lease, and that store was pretty low volume anyway, so we had to get rid of that one. We got rid of another weak link in Wichita as well. So we have 6 stores, and it will be 7 with Tulsa. So we've kind of been in the mindset and talked about, like our game plan moving forward is, we'd always kind of look at it as, let's have as many stores as possible, right? Like, we can work with a lower volume store, but we're kind of in the mindset of we want our stores to be high performers now. So any stores that we open, any stores that we have and keep, we want to be high performers. We don't want to be spinning our wheels on stores that kind of break even or make a little money just to have the store.
Yeah, right? More is not better. We used to think, well, with the buying power, you're getting products cheaper and this and that, and you're creating jobs. But it's like even when we got rid of the 2 stores, we didn't lose any staff. We didn't lay anybody off. A couple people were going to be moving on anyway for school or different reasons. So it was real seamless. And the best part is obviously just the ordering and the inventory nightmare and challenges when you have stores that aren't performing and making a lot of money. Even if on paper they're making money, they might not be because it's just hard to control your inventory dollars. So that's been our cash flow has gotten much better since we got rid of those, and life's gotten easier, and I think the staff morale is higher because it's no fun to work in a store that's a lot slower than the big boys, and you have 3-4 stores that are just absolutely crushing it. And then you got some employees working in stores that aren't, it's no fun. So eliminate the issues in your life,
So we are about 10 years now in the retail game, man. We're just still figuring it out. Retail is tough. I mean, it's constant inventory, moving, cycling. And, I kind of see the other side of it now, co-owning Bungee Fit with my fiance, soon-to-be wife, Kelsey. Yeah, it's been going great. I mean, obviously we've lost a little bit of the buzz, but Bungee Fit, for those who don't know, you're suspended from the ceiling from a bungee and like a rock climbing harness. You can do all sorts of fitness movements. It's a really fun, low impact, and it can be super high intensity, great workouts. And, so it's kind of a unique deal, kind of a niche. And, we had a huge buzz when we were opening, and that carried in for a few months. And just like anything that's new and that, you have for a little bit, it's not as exciting, and it's not as big of a buzz, but we still have a great member base, and we have some other things that we're going to throw in to spice things up. Have you heard of the Rebound, the trampoline?
No,
you have to look it up. It's much bigger than the bungee exercise. Yeah. So I mean, it's just those little. Well, there's one right here.
Yeah, those trampolines.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff.
I have seen it. Then
people love that stuff, and that's a lot more versatile. A lot more people can do that than bungee.
And without going into specifics, how much easier or less stress as opening Supplement World's first 6 months versus Bungee Fit's first 6 months? Cash flow, I know, is a lot easier.
Well, obviously I have to give all the credit to Kelsey because she's the one in that studio day in, day out running it, and she's working her ass off, and it's getting a little easier. She's finding more instructors. She's having a little bit more time off, but she's putting in the work. I mean, first-time entrepreneur for her, so she's definitely paying her dues. But as far as the business and the operations of it and the cash flow and just the overall business versus retail, having that studio, which is obviously a recurring charge base, right? It's not retail. You're not trying to move products, buy something and sell something. It's totally night and day. Retail gets very tricky. And if you're not super, super detailed with all of your cash in, cash out, inventory, and especially with supplements, it gets really tricky because, say you sell T-shirts and you have maybe 10 SKUs, 20 SKUs even, different types of T-shirts. That's a lot more manageable than 200 SKUs that we have on our shelves from 30 different vendors. So it gets really tricky.
Yeah, like one flavor, we're out, and then we lose a customer because they don't want any other brand. Yeah, it's annoying, but
and we don't have superstores either, if you don't know.
Right.
We don't have shopping baskets when you walk in with
which I'm
15 aisles.
I do want to buy them just for.
I think we should have.
It looks cool.
Yeah. But no, night and day, retail business versus non. There's obviously upsides to having retail businesses too. They're a lot more self-managing.
Yeah, they are. I think it's been they're like turnkey, like we talked about. Once you get the good people in there, I mean, like Brandy and I just got back from Vegas for 4 days, and yeah, I got some texts and calls, but not. It's like you look down, and you see the numbers are great, and you're like, hey, we're making money while we're out of town. So I mean, business runs itself when you got the right people in there. Obviously, a lot of experience, a lot of ups and downs, and nervous times for sure, and it always is. So, but other than that,
that's how you could tell if we were really struggling in the past. Walk in one of our stores and people would sometimes ask me, "Are you guys going out of business? What's up with the products?"
Oh yeah,
like no.
Oh, that's right.
When you're in retail and you're not doing great,
you don't buy product.
You know, the cash has to go somewhere. You pay the bills, this and that. If there's not any money left over, what suffers? It's the inventory.
It's always inventory or your personal pay. Yeah. Those are the two that suffer.
You can keep the business afloat always, but that inventory is going to dwindle. Yeah. So back in the day, that was kind of a telltale sign.
Or when we had sales every 6 weeks.
Right.
Why do you guys have a sale every 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, it brings in customers.
I really love that we got away from that because, you know, we were basically prepping our customers to wait for a sale.
Yeah, if you guys have been with us customers for a few years, you notice we probably only do 3 to 4 a year now. One of those being Black Friday. Then we always do an anniversary sale, and then typically one in like March or something. So maybe Halloween every once in a while. It's probably 4 a year. But we like doing it because I think it's giving back to the customers. It brings in new customers. It's a buzz. It's good for the staff and employees. We get pay out a lot of bonuses. We have fun with it. So,
but I'm glad we got away from because it used to be just a recurring.
Was that every 6 to 8 weeks?
No, well, there was a time where it was once a month.
Yeah,
once a month. I mean, you know, not only were we prepping our customers, but we were also looking forward to that cash influx. So, and it's very easy to do, especially if you're a new business. Like, what can generate sales? You know, our cash flow is kind of hurting a little bit. What can really boost our cash flow and help things out? Well, let's do a sale, discount a bunch of stuff. You're going to get a lot more sales. But what you don't realize is the slow lag of the hangover from that sale, and then the customer's not coming back in because they're waiting for the next sale. So over time, it's not as beneficial.
No, there's definitely stores out there that do not do sales at all. And I get it. They've also been around a lot longer, whatever. We realize now that when you've been in business as long and you're doing the right things and you're evolving, you don't have to do sales as much. But we still like it. We still think it's fun. Our customers love it. So we still do it. We don't do it for the same reasons anymore, I guess you would say. Sometimes we do it to blow out some products that, you know, aren't moving as well. We'll do them for cost. What else is new?
Well, you just got back from Vegas.
Yeah, it was. I will say. So,
how many times have you been to Vegas now?
Oh, I just added it up. I think 13.
Oh my god!
The funny thing is, I didn't go until I was 25. So it's not like I went at 21 years old. So
yeah.
So I've been counting up the places. So actually stayed at the Wynn Encore this time, which is the first time that I've paid for. It's the first time ever going to Vegas. I won a trip through Genesis. My first trip, 2005. And oh my God, I didn't even realize that Wynn was brand new. It had just opened. So I get in there and I'm like, oh, this is pretty dang nice. And I'm like, no, this isn't normal. This is as nice as it gets. And then the second time I go, I have to pay for it on my own. We go with some buddies, and it was the Imperial Palace at the time, which if you don't know, it's called the Link now, but it's updated. It was basically the worst Motel 6 with cockroaches. Disgusting. Literally, I went from going to the Wynn to the most disgusting hotel in Vegas. So quite the extremes. But anyhow, the service impeccable this weekend. Just, you guys know how, if you've been to Vegas, it just, you walk into your rooms, it takes forever. I mean, we had a room right next to the elevator. We didn't have to wait for check-ins, didn't have to wait to get to the pool, didn't have to wait to get drinks. It was just an amazing service, first class. I'm a little worried because Steve Wynn's out now, so that it's kind of corporate. So here in the next 10 years, they say things could change there. But the reason we were staying at the Bellagio, if you guys don't know, MGM got hacked last week by hackers. You did not hear this? National news kept it pretty quiet, or Vegas tried to keep it quiet. They finally leaked it. But all MGM resorts got hacked. We're talking no one could check in, 7-hour wait times.
Wow.
Slot machines down, ATMs down, people's key cards not working. So imagine you're about to go to Bellagio, which is owned by MGM, and I called the front desk, and I somehow got a hold of him after like an hour, and she goes, if I was you, I wouldn't stay here. It's like a 4-hour wait to check in. And I'm like, no, I don't do that. I'm not patient. So I said, screw it, we're going to double book. So I booked the Wynn. And found it pretty cheap on our points. And
I mean, I find it pretty wild that a huge conglomerate of a company like MGM
can get hacked.
So they be compromised.
They tried to hack Caesars, and they offered them a $20 million ransom. Caesars paid it. MGM did not.
What?
Yeah, Caesars paid it, and guess what?
Who are these guys?
They got like three names. It's some crazy.
Are they
hackers.
overseas or
Probably?
Oh man,
I wish I had more information, but the things I'm reading about them is they're incredible, and they did it all with a LinkedIn
with
message.
all the security that exists.
It took them one phone call and a LinkedIn message to one employee at MGM to figure it all out. That's how they bragged about it. That's how they said that they hacked them. Wow. So literally, people's bank accounts compromised, all this stuff, and I mean, all their reservations. I just can't imagine. But they were showing like the Excalibur is owned by MGM and Aria, I think. One of them, whatever it was. They were like, some of them were 7-hour waits to get. I mean, there's no way I would do that. You know that. So.
God, well.
I would walk to the front with like $300 cash and say, hey, I need to jump the line.
If you think your Facebook can't be hacked, then just look at that.
Correct.
Wow.
It is scary what they can do. So,
yeah.
But other than that, trip was amazing. Went to an amazing show called Awakening. We went to a fun little comedian type magician, I guess you would call it. So it was fun.
I'm kind of bored of Vegas. I mean, like I've told you, I mean, I've probably been less than you, probably, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 times.
That's a lot.
It is. And it just kind of feels like the same thing. Same thing every time.
I agree. That's why we started going to shows and booking great fine dining. And I love to watch football. So I go every September to watch NFL in the sports book. So
yeah.
Sunday.
I think the next Vegas trips I'll be focused on the dining, which some of the best in the world.
Yeah, definitely not cheap. You gotta have some money.
No, you gotta know. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go there prepared to spend money. But the shows and the food, I think that's, get away from the clubs and the pool parties and stuff like that. I mean,
not my thing. So the nightclubs are just, it's fascinating. We get or walk around at 1 a.m. I'm heading back to my room, right? And I see all these and we're talking couples in their 50s, and I mean, they're decked out like you wouldn't believe. They're just getting there. They're just getting there at 1 a.m. to go to the nightclubs at 1, 2 a.m. And I'm like, you guys are in your 50s. That's some people like that. I don't like blaring loud music and drunks walking around. It's just not my thing. So
there's a time and a place,
right?
Once or twice a year if you're with a really fun group or some business people. But outside of that,
I just don't know how we ever went to Vegas broke. I could remember the first time you went. Probably it was probably on Genesis. But it's like you can't show up there with $200-$300, and I know I've done that before. Now, you might say in the cheapest place, you might eat like the food court's cheapest thing, but in any of these normal hotels, I mean, even Harris. So I don't buy drinks because, if you gamble enough, you should get everything. When I had probably tons of drink tickets given to me just for placing sports bets, but I went and bought one drink at Harris. And this is one of the shittier hotels on the Strip. It's not nice. Service was terrible. I get up there and I order one drink and it was $18. I said, this is Harris. This isn't the Wynn. Like I get it at the Wynn or Bellagio, $18. But anyhow, so the prices are crazy there. You just cannot show up to Vegas with $400 or $500. You're not going to have fun because you're going to just be on edge, like worried you're going to run out of money.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do too. I mean, there's a handful of people who go to Vegas and don't even touch gambling at all.
But I'm saying just the Ubers, eating, drinking.
Yeah,
it's not going to be
for sure
$300 for 3 days. Yep. It's not. If you figure it out, let me know. What else? What do you got planned?
Well, we're going to Charlotte, North Carolina this year for Christmas. That should be fun.
Wow, we're talking Christmas already. Okay. Bad follow-up. Cut question.
No, that's about it. We're just prepping for this wedding here in October. Jeff, you're coming. It's going to be a great time.
Excited.
Great beach wedding. Finally get this wedding thing over with. Super excited, but, I'm ready for it to end.
So is she excited? Is she nervous? Who's more nervous?
I don't know if you can say either one of us are nervous. She's probably the most stressed about it between the two because she's been, planning everything. I've helped a little bit with what food are we going to choose, this and that, but she's been coordinating all the vendors, talking to everybody, getting.
So nothing there. No vendors have stressed you out or canceled or done anything.
No, so far so smooth. Yeah. So
good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we're good to go on that. It's going to be friends and family. It'll be fun, but I think next time we'll pleasure you guys with Jordan on the podcast.
Absolutely. So we just wanted to get this back going and rolling. It's been too long, and actually surprisingly we do get a lot of texts and calls from people that said, "Hey, we haven't heard you for a while." So it was good for us. I love doing it. I think it made us better at what we do. It made us better at with building the teams and practices. So
just lanes. This is, and as selfish as it is, it's just great for us. Just, joining together and laying some stuff down on the table and talking through what we're doing, what we're going to do. And it helps us out a lot as well.
So we'll do a top 3 next time, or a Fitness Friday.
Yeah, we can do.
It's been a while.
We can.
I think we've only got like 11 or 12 episodes.
Yeah, or we could just talk. We could just do this. We'll see how much people like.
Give
this.
us feedback. Let us know what you'd like.
Yeah, give us.
If you want to be a guest, let us know.
Hey, yeah, we're open for guests, but we'll leave it at that, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Look for us next time.
Fitness Friday coming up.
World Show.
See you guys
Later.